He is stuck. Yeah, you know that feeling, right? You trying your best to get this away from you. She just keep being understanding, supportive, loving, like thinking you'll change. Like, wow.
So I saw that clip and I had an epiphany. Yesterday we read a Reddit where a man ate all of a woman's post-op meal prep, which left her in a position where now she may die. And while I was watching that video, so we know that 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And how many of you put a number 1 in the chat if you've seen videos of men talking about how women are just not committed to the marriage because they're the ones who file for divorce. And as you heard Joe Budden in that piece, they keep participating in actions that they're hoping will get you to leave. But why don't they leave? And this is the epiphany that I had. They want the sympathy. They want the plausible deniability to be able to go around and be like, look what this woman did to me. They pretend as if they don't know the reasons why the women are unhappy. They do things to make the woman leave them. They won't take it into their own hands and control their destiny, their future, and their happiness. And the epiphany that I ultimately had today relates to the video that we did yesterday, where many of you felt that the man who ate her meal prep may have a life insurance plan on her, and she's worth more to him, DEAD, than alive. However, I thought about the sympathy factor in that as well. They not only get sympathy when you leave them, but when you do the permanent, once and for all leaving and they become a widow, not only do they get you out of their lives, but now they get the sympathy and empathy of other people where they're like, oh, he lost his wife. Meanwhile, he contributed to the factors that made you ill, that made you sick, kept you sick, and then also stopped you from recovering, as well as helped you decline, and then didn't do the things that he needed to do to help save your life. And now and he's the one with people patting him on the back, the one on the dating apps now with widow as his title. Meanwhile, he's your assailant. So ladies, please, I beg of you, do what it is that you need to do for yourself to save your own life. People asked why I cried in yesterday's video. I was emotional and triggered because I had to do what I needed to do to save my life. I'm not going to give much more details than that. The videos are there in a playlist. But there are people out there who will deliberately participate in your demise only to turn around and be like, and then accept the sympathy and the empathy once you are no longer here. So take your life, your health, and your future seriously and do what you need to do to save your life. We keep being told to be submissive, to turn off our brain, to let them lead, but you have to ask yourself, where is this leading me? Where is he leading you? Is he leading you into an early grave? They talk about the vast number of autoimmune diseases that disproportionately affect women. Why? Because of what it is that we are constantly giving and doing in these relationships and what we are not receiving back. The support, the health-giving help, the help to save our lives. You know that the data shows that men are 6 times more likely to leave their women when she gets a cancer or life-threatening diagnosis than the other way around. How much more evidence do you need? The woman in yesterday's Reddit was asking, should she file for divorce? What options do you have? She knows the answer, and you out there most likely know the answer for you too. In this rise of the feminine, it is high time that we stopped electing other people to care about us more than we care about ourselves, especially people whom have not demonstrated the ability to do so. So I'm imploring you. You heard Joe Budden. You know how it is. You keep doing things over and over to get that bitch to leave. rather than him just doing what it is that he needs to do to leave. And we all know how he treated Sin Santana. Remember when she was standing there with the baby, and her hair was all wild, and he was just down talking her, and she was holding the baby by the door as he walked out, and she was just like, Meanwhile, she had been on a podcast talking about how black men treat Latinas so much better. And in the infamous words of Sin G, they got the same BM.